Myers, if I bump into him, I'm going to ask him like specifically. But Joe was talking about the extension for Clay, and then Kerr came up and contract, and he said, I don't think it's the same as Bob, and he said, I think it's going to work out, and Steve's this and Steve's that, and listen, I tell everybody all the time, it's negotiation. We're talking to Steve, and he goes, I'm talking to Steve, and then he goes, well, I'm not talking to Steve, but we're talking to Steve. Like Lacob doesn't.
He talked to Draymond.
Right. Because Draymond forced himself on.
Stop it.
But no, I just think that's important to not
I got it.
And I should have followed. Well, I wasn't doing the interview, but I should have followed up with Joe after the show because I don't know. I just would have thought. I know Kerr's got an agent, and I know Dunleavy's the GM.
Yeah. But
I don't know.
Where's the personal kind of feel to it?
No, I kind of liked it actually because if you're letting two other guys handle it, then it will not impact. It shouldn't impact the workplace, right? Because there's nothing. It kind of can't be personal.
So is that what's going on with Clay?
I just thought it was fascinating.
Because that me against the world, man, that stuck with me.
Well, could you also read it as their relationship is not necessarily close? Like,
I didn't actually read it like that. I read it like
I don't think they still talk, but just not about contract.
Probably,
stuff.
yeah. Probably. Yeah. I mean, I would actually love to know this, but I get the sense Lacob's not doing the contract negotiations with Steve Kerr's agent. Maybe he is. How important is Dunleavy and all that? But I don't know. It's fascinating.
Tell me if I'm wrong, just piggybacking off you and Evan. And again, Steiny, I've not played pro sports, so you know more than I in regard to these negotiations. But just hearing you talk and hearing Klay Thompson or the words come out of Joe Lacob's mouth when he was on with Bonte and Shasky, when he says it'll probably get done, for the average bear like myself, when I hear the owner say that, it's my default mechanism is, okay, why is it not then? And it's the same with Kerr.
Who are we talking about?
Both. Clay, there's got to be a gap with the money. He's probably, you know what I'm, like,
yes.
If it's not done now,
right,
the natural question is why.
Right.
But then when I hear the captain of the ship, Joe Lacob, say it'll probably get done, I'm like,
right.
Okay, what's different in 12 days than now?
Well, it wouldn't be 12. I think he's talking more about, it could be in 12 days.
I guess I want to be nosy, Steiny, and I want to know what the subject matter is in both. Is it, or dumb, it's money.
Well,
that's
of course
all
it is. It's money in years. That's all it can be.
Wow.
That's all it can be. We talked a lot about this last night at the summit. I think there were a lot of great points made about this Klay Thompson extension or not extension. And, there's just some let me ask you a question. Let's say you're and Warrior fans.
2 of 10 from the field last night, Klay.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just throwing that out.
By the way, his role is going to be different this year, which is also going to maybe add some complexity.
What do you mean by that?
He's going to play 4. He's going to play 4 a lot.
Well, defensively,
3-4. Yeah.
But shooting wise, I'm jacking. He's letting them go.
Of course.
Yeah, right. 1 of 4 last night from deep.
But the thing with Klay is I could listen. Business is business, and in the minds of the Warriors, and I will bet you in the mind of Klay Thompson, he didn't really have a great year. He had a great couple months, but Klay knows he stunk in the playoffs. He said he was fried.
All right.
He came back at the start of the season. He wasn't ready because he didn't play. If I'm Klay Thompson, I could absolutely, positively see him saying, I don't want to negotiate a contract extension now because I'm coming off. Now I'm 2 years removed from surgery. I'm 30. I need to put together a year. I think he needs to get play better. So the playoffs was
a stain, you're saying? To
yes.
him, yeah.
Well, and it's just information that Joe Lacob in the organization has. I mean,
and we heard what he thought about the performance, Joe Lacob.
Right. Hey, you just had what we all think is maybe your worst year in the NBA. No big deal. It's no big deal. You're getting up there a little bit. And so we're going to pay you. We're going to pay you as a guy who's probably on the downside, and defensively you're slacking off. Not slacking off. Defensively, you're not as quick. And then Klay says, well, I can be more of the player I was this upcoming year than I was last year. And so why wouldn't you want to play it out to increase your value?
All right. Because that's risky if you don't get that good Klay back. Then where are you at?
But I'll admire but there's, to me, if that's what's going on, then it's admirable to me that Klay Thompson wants to bet on himself. 888-957-9570 is the number. Steiny and Guru with you. Golden State Warriors played an unbelievable preseason game last night as far as I'm concerned. It was just riveting, believe it or not. I thought it was incredible. And Steph Curry mostly responsible for it again, but he gave us another basketball gift last night, people.
Man, 8 of 12 from deep, 10 of 18 from the field, man. 30 points, plus 7.
Yeah.
Ask me what Kuminga's plus minus was.
What was hey Goo? What was Kuminga's plus minus?
And I'm still 50-50 with this stat, minus 17. But that happens when you have 5 turnovers. Curry was plus 7, but he actually had 32. Kuminga had 18.
Plus 7?
Point minus. Plus minus.
Give me Kuminga's line. What did he shoot from the field?
7 of 14, 2 of 5 from deep, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line.
How many rebounds?
6 rebounds. I like that. Okay. Yeah.
How many minutes?
29.
All right.
5 turnovers, 1 foul.
And none of that talks about his defense. How would we say his defense was last night?
It was okay.
Warrior fans, how was Jonathan Kuminga's defense last night? Jonathan Kuminga, 888-957-9570. Evan, I wasn't. When I was watching, I'll watch it again and then I'll focus on Kuminga, but I was focusing on other things. How was his defense last night?
I thought Kuminga looked much more comfortable offensively, but defensively he could still get lost a little bit. Like the Kings were picking on him at the beginning of the game, and then mainly in that third quarter. But I thought the third quarter it wasn't just him. It was everyone that was kind of playing too frenetic. But there was a lot of pickup basketball vibes, not just from Kuminga, but from both teams to begin that second half. And I think he kind of got caught up in the rhythm of that. And so defensively it was a bit lackadaisical, but overall, I thought he looked better than last year, or more comfortable than last season.
Oh, I would agree with that. More comfortable.
Well, we're going to find out Tuesday, though,
there
right?
Was a quote. I got to try to dig this up. There was a quote, pretty sure from Steve Kerr, that said, Jonathan's really accepting coaching better than he ever has. He's really improved
that doesn't
in terms
exist.
of
What are you saying, Coach?
I got to get that quote or something like that. All right, 888-957-9570 is the number. Warriors beat the Kings in a preseason classic last night, and I'll tell you what, and I'm dead serious, that was the best preseason game I've seen in a long, long time, and as far as I'm concerned, it was the most meaningful preseason game I've seen in a long time. There was a lot to be encouraged about. If you're the Warriors, there's some other things they need to improve on, obviously, but we're starting a new, different kind of era here in Golden State, and it's going to be a lot of fun.